John Talks, episode 14. Lakers Luka's got to grow up. It's true. We got Luka Doncic. I'm a lifelong Lakers fan, and I was just talking to my brother about this, and he's a lifelong Lakers fan, and we're always breaking the Lakers down because that's what Lakers fans do. We'll break our teams down, break our dudes down, and then, they get all that Lakers Nation magic in them, and then they go play magical, entertaining, winning, competitive, professional tournament basketball as they represent Los Angeles. And we got Luka, who my brother, he kind of called the shot on that a few years ago. He brought up out of the blue that he wanted Luka to be a Laker. And I was like, all right, because that seemed impossible at the time. But I was like, all right. And it happened, mainly probably because Rob Pelinka set Nico Harrison up over like a 10-year bromance, and then he went Mamba style, like played some psychological games with him. You know, he's probably like whispering in Nico's ear, like, defense wins championships. He's like, Nico, Kobe told me one thing, and then he leans in and he had a glass of burgundy in his hand, and Nico had one too, and they're probably like in a penthouse in Las Vegas, like having a bromance prime rib dinner, and then like Pelinka leans in, he goes, the one thing Kobe told me is defense wins championships. And they probably had like AD monogram towels like in the room. It was subconsciously setting the mise en scène like years in advance so you could one day cash it in. And he cashed it in on getting Luka. Mamba time. So we get Luka. Luka comes down, and obviously, whatever, the Luka and Dallas had a falling out that was weird and sort of unexplained, and it's clear that they were having like psychological and emotional battles with Luka because he came in here and his mind was not clear and his emotions were messed up, and obviously a lot of that's attributable to he's like 25 and he just got his whole life uprooted, and he was projecting to be like in Dallas for his whole freaking life, like Dirk sort of ride, and then he seemed to have gotten blindsided by the whole thing, which looking back on it, it shouldn't have been so much of a blindsiding because it sounds like the relationship between him and Dallas was acrimonious for a while, so the splitting was happening. Anyways, he gets to LA and he's kind of like, he's going through that, but then we get into it and he's still kind of like, he is having some issues where he's kind of like moping around or being sullen or kind of sulking, some adolescent emotions. Normal. I mean, he's a prodigy, and so when you're a prodigy, especially a young one, you can put off some developments and some evolutions and whatever. But he's at that age where, now he's at a franchise where we just need him to be, a grown man and be secure with everything. And as evidence of that, he's been taking out a bunch of his like frustrations or his imbalances or whatever you want to call it. He needs, like, hopefully he has a therapist. If he doesn't have a therapist, that's like day one. He just needs a therapist to talk to because he's a complex dude and he's important, and so he needs someone to just dump a bunch of this stuff on because he's also a young man and get it off his chest, off his mind, and off his heart, and then he can play soulful basketball. But he hasn't done that yet. He's out on the court, and he's been complaining to the refs a bunch because he's like, whatever, he's just taking some shit out on the refs, and then he's been like getting into it with fans. And after a statement win against Oklahoma City that proved that the Lakers could contend for a title if they're playing right, they actually have a good enough team. They'd have to have some breaks go their way. Like somebody would have to beat Boston in the East, and like Denver would have to implode, which obviously right now they kind of are imploding, which is crazy. So the team showed in the first game against Oklahoma City that they're good enough to be the team that with a few breaks could win the title. And then in the second game, that was going to really cement that message of a rare back-to-back, like a mini series, like a mini playoff series. They were giving them a good game and looked like they're going to have a chance for Luka to win it for him in the fourth because he's really good at just taking over the game and controlling it and winning. He was getting into it with another fan, but he had already been into it with refs, and then a ref got caught in the crossfire and like got ticked off and threw him out. And you can't really blame the ref because Luka's just, he's acting like a kid. He's acting like a junior high kid out there, and so it cost us an important game, and that can't happen anymore. Like he's got to figure that out and fix his field, fix that hole in his game and his field. And then the problem is that LeBron, who's his idol, that's like LeBron's main weakness too. Is LeBron's a complainer, like LeBron's a whiner, and he always complains to the refs. And he's done his whole career. It's like, and everybody knows it, and a lot of people talk about it. LeBoohoo, and so unfortunately, the guy who would naturally mentor him, LeBron, is unable to because that's his problem too. So they both have the same problem right now, which tells you a little bit about LeBron, that he has the same problem as like a 25-year-old dude. But that's what made me miss fucking Kobe Bryant right now. Because if Kobe Bryant was still alive, Jesus Christ, like that's Kobe's forte. Like now he's super appreciated. Kobe was just 100% pot committed, all professional, 100% professional to the extent of everything else. And he wouldn't put up with this for a moment. He would shut this down in a heartbeat. Like, you kidding me? Like, there's no way like Luka could survive a practice like with Kobe like coming over and giving him that look and be like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like, dude, 100%. Like you gotta get your samurai on. Like, you gotta be battle ready. Like, this is war. This isn't just like this isn't the intramural game at your LA Fitness. Like, you're playing for the Lakers and you're trying to win a title. Like, you need to act like you're at war. Like, fine, if you want to be yourself in the off season, fine. Maybe, but like during the season, like, you got to be armor up. You got to be all in, because he's not right now. And dude, I miss Kobe for that. Like, we need, like, God, as my brother pointed out, like Kobe needed to not get addicted to helicopters. That's a dangerous addiction. And I'll tell you, like, because I flew Black Hawk helicopters in the Army, the main thing that I learned, my main takeaway from flying helicopters in the military, was to minimize flying in helicopters. It's just like, it's not great tech. I mean, it's primitive, and the old joke in the helicopter pilot world is, it's a million parts all trying desperately to get away from each other. And the other one is that helicopters don't fly; they beat the air into submission. So, yeah, Kobe. Kobe should have lived in L.A. he should have like just lived in Bel Air and got a Maybach and just drive to the games. But he's like living in Orange County, flying helicopters. Then he got hooked on that, and then one thing leads to another, and no more Kobe. Now we need Kobe. We need Kobe to come here and discipline these guys. But he's no more. He's not here. R.I.P. Mamba. And similarly, if Jerry West was around, Jerry West would go in there and set things straight. But unfortunately, we don't have Mr. Clutchy right now either. But we got Laker Nation, and I don't know who's in the front office that can get it to him, but Luka, he can do it. He just needs to just take a look at himself and go, okay, this guy grow up and just go into playoff mode and just get more serious and whatever. Dude, he's going to find out how fun it is. I think he already has tasted how fun it is to play for the Lakers, because the energy that he gets to play with the Lakers, I think he's already figuring it out, is you get to be creative. You get to be fun. You get to be exciting. You get to be a star. You can do whatever you want. Like, you have to do it with some fun and entertainment, and openly knowing that the only acceptable goal in a season is to win the NBA championship. Every year the Lakers, that's the goal. There's never a goal of like just making the playoffs or whatever. Like the goal is always to win the title. And when we have teams that are only good enough to go into the playoffs, or we had a bunch of teams that were Western Conference Final teams, those teams we love them, but they are considered subpar. Like it's Lakers, it's a title town, it's a title team, and so you always have to wake up thinking like, yeah, we're gonna this is a title season. Like we're gonna wake up and so do all the stuff you would do. Like if you're an Olympian and you're about to go to your Olympics to win your gold medal, that's how your whole season should be. And so right now, Luka's not there. He's off like doing whatever, like kind of moping around, sulking a bit, and then acting like a swaggy junior high kid. And I get it because who doesn't like to feel like that? But it's time to turn it on and go win a title, guys. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's been my John talk. Let's go, Lakers. Let's win some titles. Thanks for listening. Have a good one.